Hello, my name is William Weatherin. I am a holistic healthcare practitioner and I hail out of Louisville, Kentucky. The question that most people ask me, because I work with people with chronic diseased conditions in their body. I work with people with HIV, cancer, chronic fatigue, Epstein-Barr, Candida, structural integrity issues, neck, shoulder, back, chronic sciatica, these type of situations that have developed over time. And the first question that people ask me is, how did I get into this line of work? It happened in a very interesting way. I worked in a hospital for 22 years as a respiratory therapist, and prior to that time, I was trained to be a paramedic to go to Vietnam. So my medical background is as extensive as it can be, and the truth of the matter is what I learned in school and what I do now in the work is about 1/10 of what actually came from books. Most of it comes from hands-on. It comes from experience. People who come to me are always recommended by someone else. I have an agreement with the universe that I don't advertise that I am making myself available to those people who are led to me. And so for the last 20 plus years, this is exactly what has happened. The phone rings, pick up the phone, I talk to the individual, and they're referred to me by someone else who has previously been treated by me. I have a lot of different tools in my toolbox. The primary tool that I use is a work called Aquarian age healing. This is a work that was developed in the late 1920s and the early 1930s. It was actually developed for 5 years before it was presented to the American Medical Association. Once presented, the originator of the work, Dr. John Hurley, did about 190 alignments on various people that were brought to him over a period of a year. And what happened was, at that time, that because he wasn't a physician, he was an engineer. He actually was the designer and developer of the Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco. Because he wasn't a physician, and the response that he was able to give to the physicians made it very uncomfortable for the powers that be. Dr. Hurley had a 94% accuracy rate in his ability to determine what was working and not working in the body. He was able to, with a touch less than the weight of a dime, to access an individual's atomic, structural, and cellular memories that would allow them basically to heal themselves. The work is very profound. This is one of the tools that I have in my toolbox. I have other things that I work with: Jin Shin Jitsu, ozone therapy, Rife therapy, magnetic therapy, but the basis of the work that I do is established with the Aquarian age healing work. I'm presently the only teacher on the planet at this point in time. There are 49 practitioners that are doing this around the world. And I teach in Europe as well as 3-week intensive seminars in the United States. I have lectured in many, many different places. And the idea here is that knowledge is power if it's shared. If I'm able to get this information out to enough people, and it touches enough hearts, and people realize that they're the creator of their health and well-being, or being well, this may allow them to understand several things. Number one, that we are spiritual beings going through a physical experience. Number two, that we exist on this plane simply because we're loved by God. And number three, our job is to use the gifts that we have been given by Divine Spirit to support each other on our pathway home to God. My intention is very simple. When I work with clients, I have no intention. People come to me, and it's not for me to determine why something is manifesting in their body, but simply to give them the opportunity and the tools that they need to bring it back into balance for themselves. The truth is, there are no, the words that I hear often, I am a master healer, and there is no such thing as a master healer. The individual heals themselves. Oftentimes we're given an opportunity when the student is ready, the master appears. I'm not claiming to be a master. I'm just claiming to have some tools in my toolbox that enable the individual to look at things in a manner that they probably have not looked at them before. When I look at a physical body, I don't put my attention on the symptoms that are manifesting. Symptoms are very, very deceiving. I start to look for cause and core problems: structural integrity, magnetic polarity, the flow of the electrical circuitry. What does an individual choose to eat in their diet? What is their ability to exercise? How are they oxygenating, hydrating, absorbing, assimilating, eliminating? What are their rest and sleep patterns? What is the flow of the electrical circuitry to the organs and systems in the body? What is functioning harmoniously and what is not functioning harmoniously? When you look at the body in this venue, it's like a big piece of pie, cut into many slices. If you just focus on one aspect, which would be diet, for instance, which many people do, you're only able to reach a certain level, and then from that point on, you will reach a plateau because the diet isn't the answer or the cure for everything. The reason that this work, called Aquarian Age Healing, is so effective is that, number one, it enables me to access the atomic, structural, and cellular memories of the body. What does this mean? Simply, this means that everything that an individual has gone through to get them to where they are in this moment in time is stored in the memories of their body. How do we access this information? This alignment work is very simple, it's very exact, and it's very precise. As I stated earlier, this work is done with a touch less than the weight of a dime. How can something this simple be such an effective tool to enable the body to bring itself back into balance? It is because everything that the body's gone through to get it to where it is at this moment in time is stored in memories. And this work enables these memories to be accessed. It's the same as a computer program. If you have a computer and you turn it on and it runs through its little sequences, you have to have a password to get in. Once you get into the computer itself, you have many variable programs that you can enter into. You have a choice. You can go into a program and you can double click and you can get into the program and it's going to start to function, or you can sit there and just look at the screen and it's going to stay the same all the time.